All right, my apologies. We had some technical difficulties on the previous stream. We're gonna go ahead and get right back into it. We're gonna start from scratch. Flex Friday, right? Flex Friday is great, great day because you have a basically Prize Picks will give you a free pick, a $20 free play. So when you go to promotions, you got to build your lineup. You got to opt in, right? You're building your lineup. We've already had a couple picks that we like for today. So looking at it, we're gonna build a slate. I've got a couple picks on Underdog Fantasy as well. A couple of things going on my story. So take a look at Joey Betts 47 on Instagram, and then let's go ahead and get started. It's Friday, right? It's Friday, so we want to make sure we win some money here. We've got a free protected play with winnings going back to our bonus cash. So going into it, I was big on Logan O'Hoppe right from the beginning, from when I started, when I seen this. Big thing is what I do. I look at the batter versus pitcher, right? One of the biggest things that I look at is how is a matchup between the batter versus the pitcher. And Ronel Blanco against Logan O'Hoppe right now. O'Hoppe's hitting 500. O'Hoppe's hitting 506 at bats. He's got two doubles, a home run, and an RBI. So in those three hits, they're all extra base hits, right? So he's seeing the ball well. Right now during the season, he's seeing the ball well with a 359 average, five home runs, nine RBI, 1.1 OPS. So he's raking, right? Um, you've got one, two, three, four, five of his last seven games. He's hit the 1.5 hit run and RBI. And then what I like to do too is I like to see how this player does at the ballpark that he's playing at, right? So Logan O'Hoppe at Houston, he has a 333 average with seven hits, two home runs, four RBI, five runs in six games, right? So he rakes in minute made, right? So looking at it, we went to O'Hoppe. We go ahead and go search. There is a comma in there, so keep an eye out for that. That threw me off a little earlier. But what throws me off as well is that when you look at O'Hoppe right now, you look at him, he is hit run and RBI at 1.5 is a demon pick, which is something we want to go with, right? We want to go with very badly. So we're going to go ahead and take that, especially hitting the checkpoints that he hit. I'm very surprised to see him being a demon pick, right? So we're going more on that one. Vinny Pascantino. This is something, right? Pascantino against Bybee is great. 7 for 10, four extra base hits, and I'll go ahead and show you guys right now. But Pascantino against Bybee's great. Looks great. There's a good feel to it, right? But at the end of the day, when you look at it, going into Pascantino's line for this year, a 178 average, one home run, 10 RBI. Honestly, in the first month of the year, March, you had very good, very promising. What 214 average, three hits, a homer, and four RBIs. That homer came from Tanner Bybee, right on the first game of the season. But at the end of the day, he went from his 500 average. He's been dropping significantly down to a 178. He's had two hits in the last four games, five games, two hits in the last five games. It's someone you don't really want to go on. Honestly, if anything, you want to fill in Pascantino with a hit, run, and RBI. That means he hits a sac fly, he gets walked, and he scores. He gets just a poor man's single. He's 7 for 10 against Bybee, so that's something to keep an eye out for. It's a nice little filler pick, something to throw in there just to put the cash flow a little bit higher, right? So we're gonna go Vinny Pascantino. Tail lightly on that one. Keep an eye out because things happen, right? You don't need to pick all of the picks that I give you, but if one pick can help you guys win money, then that's a big win for me. So a little bit deeper into today, you got a 414 average. Manny Machado against Herman Marquez, and you're looking at the Padres who are on fire right now. The Padres are killing it. Let's go ahead and look a little bit deeper into what Manny Machado has to bring. But Herman Marquez, 2.45 average, 7 Ks, so he didn't do too bad, but more than likely didn't get no run support. 29 at bats. That's one big sample size, right? So if he's hitting 414 and 29 at bats, you can almost guarantee a hit somewhere along the lines, right? 12 for 29, a double, a homer, 5 RBIs, right? So let's go into Manny Machado's splits. He's got a 340 average on the season, 1 home run, 5 RBI, and the 900 OPS. That's on base percentage plus slugging. So zero point 0.9 times he's basically, in essence, hitting the shit out of the ball, right? Um, you got 2 hits, 2 for 3, 1 for 5 with a run scored and an RBI. You got your homer. 2 for 4 with a run score, 2 RBIs. Manny Machado's raking right now, so that's a very safe pick as well. We're gonna go ahead and tie in Manny Machado. Um, he's playing versus Colorado at home. You got to think that he's gonna go off. He's at a 7.5 fantasy score now. 7.5 fantasy score for players is very high, very high. 3 is a single, I believe 4 is a double, 5 is your triple, 6 is your home run. So he has to hit a home run and a single. He has to hit a home run and get walked, right? So 7.5 is huge. But looking at it, you're not going to get the 1.5 hit run and RBI either, right? Because of the fact that they know something that we know as well. So you got your half total base, you got your half hit run and RBI. Um, Honestly, Manny Machado being the way that he has been, being the tear that he's been on right now, he's averaged in his last 5 games 12.4 hitter fantasy score. Now, we're going to go ahead. I could see him hitting 2 doubles. 2 doubles is 8 points, or even a double single and an RBI. That's going to hit as well. So we're going to take Manny Machado over the 7.5. It is 7.5 is a lot. It's a big feat, but I could see Manny Machado having a game, and also it's a pick that the world likes. As you can see, 34.7 thousand people picked Manny Machado with the 7.5 hitter fantasy score, mainly because of the fact that Prize Picks didn't add any kind of alternate to it, right? So Manny Machado, we're gonna add to the list, right? So this is right now we flex it out. We've got 2 times, right? Only 2 times our money. We're only winning $40, right? So we want to add a couple more picks. Want to add a couple more picks? Let's go back into this. We're going Eugenio Suarez. Let's see. What I like to do is I like to filter out the average, and you guys can see it on the screen. But one thing to look at with the 1,000 average, understand that it's 2 plate appearances, probably 1 for 2 with a walk, 1 for 1, 2 for 2, 2 for 2. So like keep an eye on that. What I like to go after is these big at bat, the big plate appearances, like Benny Pascantino, like what we said, 7 for 10. Looks good, looks very good. But check your homework. Keep an eye on how he's doing during the season. It's something to keep a very close eye on. Colt Keith, I really like Colt Keith, but he's a catcher. He plays in the bottom of the lineup, so keep an eye out for that as well. You might not get as much at bats as the first person in the lineup, and that'll take into effect. It really does. Let's go ahead. So it looks like Spencer Steer's gonna have a tough day with Pittsburgh today. He got 539 and 15 plate appearances. O'Neal Cruz is breaking off of him as well. Um, let's go a little bit deeper down here. Patrick Bailey, catcher against Marcus Stroman. All right, let's see what that has to offer. Yankees and Giants is going to be a matchup. It's going to be a great matchup, honestly. I really like it. 9-3 Giants against the Yankees. Yankees are favored. Yankees are favored today with Marcus Stroman on the mound. Robbie Ray is dealing, and left-handed pitchers against the Yankees. You got to watch out. Honestly, I can see San Francisco winning this game. Now, if you're not betting player props, this might be something to look at with San Francisco on the money line. You take San Francisco on the money line, riding Robbie Ray, a left-handed pitcher, against Marcus Stroman, who he's up and down. Honestly, he's not the Marcus Stroman that we saw from the beginning. 7.27 ERA to start the season, and looking at it, a pretty decent average. People have pretty decent averages against him. You've got Willie Adames with your 9 for 19, 2 home runs, 5 RBI, and then you've also got Wilmer Flores, 2 for 5. Um, Willie Adames is someone to look into. I like players that can hit. They can hit the ball, even if, yeah, it does say the 184 average doesn't look so good, right? But Willie Adames knows how to hit the ball and knows how to get on the plate. So 1, 2, 3 is gonna be tough. It's always nice to see what it would do to the lineup if you do add Adamas, even at like a total base. So your 20 would automatically turn into $100 if you went 1.5 on hit and run an RBI Willie Adamas. Now, me personally, I wouldn't take it. There's much more to look at, but it's something to keep an eye on, right? It could be something where you just put them at a half hit, or you fill them in, right? It's basically better just to keep an eye on the rest of the slate. So we're gonna go ahead and go away from that. Kyle Schwarber against Andrew Palante. One home run, 500 average, and seven plate appearances, three hits. Kyle Schwarber's been nailing the ball, like nailing the ball lately. So it's worth taking a look at as well. Where's Philly? Philly against St. Louis. The Schwarbinator. Let's go. Palante. And then you've got Schwarbs right here, which are 3 for 6. How does he play in? Is it in St. Louis? In St. Louis. Yeah, in St. Louis. So that's something to keep an eye on. Let's go straight to Kyle Schwarber. And you can even use StatMuse right here. Schwarber at Cardinals. And it'll tell you Kyle Schwarber's 158, 25 hits, 5 home runs. Nails the ball. But that's probably about the best bet, right, that you're going to get is your home run. So not very good um, at St. Louis. So it's something to keep a very close eye on. 283 on the year. That's not very persuasive enough for me to take that. So more to come on that. We want to put that one on the back burner. All right. So Santiago Espinal, right-handed hitter. This Pittsburgh game is something to keep a very close eye on. It may end up being a blowout. There may end up being a lot of runs scored. See, the Reds have a 404 average against Falter, and he didn't start the season very well with an 8.1 ERA. I can see him getting raked, getting like completely um, hit off of. He's going to get hit off of today. So, looking at it, who's going to hit it, right? Who's going to hit it? Spencer Steer, he's doing great. Looking at his season, oof, terrible, right? Not very good. But looking at his few games, you've got 2 for 4 with a run scored. You've got 1 for 3 with a run scored. You got 1 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. 1 for 3, 0 for 3, 0 for 3, right? So lately, as of late, he's picked up that terrible .67 average up to the 143. Another thing, it's not safe. It's not safe to go and do that. Um, Kiner Falefa, 5 for 12, basically with a walk, I'm guessing. Let's see what Falefa's at. I like Falefa as a hitter. He came from the Cubs. I believe it was the Cubs. Um, is it the Cubs or was it the Yankees? I believe he came from. But this guy can hit. He can hit the ball. He's a gamer. So we're gonna go ahead and look at it. Spencer Steer. We're gonna throw that away. We're gonna go straight into Brady Singer. Brady Singer, he is dominating right now. And look at 11 Ks and 36 at bats. Uh, I can see Brady Singer going over his K mark, but likely Prize Picks knows that as well. So Singer will likely be at 7.5, 6.5. Guessing some with 6 strikeouts. 6 strikeouts is not bad to take for Brady Singer. I mean, it's something you might want to look at. But me personally, I don't like doing strikeouts like that. Kiner Falefa going into his day to day, you have a 300 average, great, perfect. 0 for 2, 0 for 3, okay. Hasn't done good in his last 3 of 5, right? But in the overall scope, he's doing well, right? And especially against the pitcher. Something to keep an eye on as well. I'm not going to go after it. So you got Willie Adames, you've got Isaiah Kiner Falefa. Those are the two that we want to keep on the back burner just in case. Aaron Judge against Robbie Ray, 375 average. Ah, man. Wow, this is ugly. You got Taylor Ward here. Taylor Ward here, 3 for 9, three singles. Jeez, there's not much here, guys. Let's see what Reese Hoskins. So now, you're starting to fill out these checkpoints. You're starting to look at some things that you may want to keep off of your slip. Now it's time to start going into like these filler bets that I'm talking to you guys about. Is just basically looking in what to fill in. Right now, if we cut the lineup, we're at 20 for 40. Right, we want a couple more picks that we can throw in there. Eduardo Rodriguez does not do good against Reese Hoskins. Reese Hoskins is not doing well in the season though. And in his last few games, 0 for 4, 0 for 4, 2 for 4, right? So, looking at that, we're going to go into looking into some strikeouts. What I like to do is I like to go after your pitcher, right? And then you'll see what their strikeouts look like right here. So, Falter doesn't strike out much. Singer, he's striking out a lot. Singer's really worth taking a look. Taking a look at. You got Jonah Heim going against Bryce Miller with a 4 for 8, four singles, right? Four singles. It's not going to do much. No RBIs. That won't do much. Seager has 2 home runs off of Bryce Miller, so that's something to keep an eye out, right? That's something that didn't tell us. Corey Seager against Bryce Miller. Now, Corey Seager, I've got history with Corey Seager. Me personally, you're going to start seeing, and I'm sure you guys have if you guys bet occasionally, and you guys have a no fly list, like never bet on this person again. Never do it again because this guy ended up, you know, taking a shit on my slip, right? And that's one thing Corey Seager has been to me as of late. It's worth taking a look just for the hell of it, right? You got Josh Jung as well with a double and a home run. He's with a 467 average. I think I'll trust Jung a lot more. And looking at his game log, 1 for 4 with a run scored. He's back, right? Josh Jung is back. So it's something to keep an eye out. But let's go into Corey Seager, my favorite guy right here. Game log looks nice. It looks great when you don't bet for him, right? When you bet for him, it looks a little bit different. Corey Seager, I hate to just throw shade on him. 250 average against the Mariners, against Bryce Miller in specific. You got 2 home runs, 2 RBIs, 2 walks. Corey Seager's line right now is more than likely gonna be something ugly. Yeah, you're not gonna get the two and you're not gonna get the 1.5 hit run and RBI. Um, you're not gonna get the 1.5 total bases. You're gonna get so. Let's say he gets 2 singles, 2 singles and an RBI. That's gonna be 6. That's gonna be yeah. That sounds about right. With the 6.5 hitter fantasy score, let's look at what Jung has to offer though. Because if we can find Jung at a 1.5 hit run and RBI, that'd be perfect. Josh Jung. Josh Jung. Perfect. There we go. Now that right there puts our 20 bucks at 100 bucks, right? Now you can stop here. You can go ahead, cash out. There it is, right? I'm going to go one more. Me personally, I want to look. I'm really, 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 really big on Brady Singer strikeouts, right? So this 6Ks is going to be very close to it, if not at 6, right on the dot. I hate it when Price Picks does 6 instead of 6.5 because most of the time it lands on the 6. Doesn't mean you lose your bet, but you don't get the payout that you usually get. It's called a push, right? So 5.5, right? So you had a goblin at 5.5 strikeouts, right? I can take this and basically you hit the 180. Okay. You hit the 180. You could take five strikeouts and you hit 160, right? That's what I want. I want 5 Ks. Looking at Brady Singer, right? And I'll show you the go-to information on Brady Singer. Came from the Royals, right? Strikeout artist. Honestly, I'm not too sure why the Royals let him go. He's a big arm. He's a big arm going up against Pittsburgh, who has been young team, very aggressive. They go after the pitch. 11 strikeouts and 36 at bats. That's every three at bats, every 3.2, 3.3 at bats. You're looking at a strikeout. He's striking out 33% rate, at a 33% rate right now against this team in specific, right? Looking at his game log, he had 7 Ks against Milwaukee, he had 8 against Texas. He hasn't hit less than 6 Ks, right? Looking at his splits going into the 2024 season, because it's a brand new season, right? You want to look at how he does against Pittsburgh. Okay, he got hit. He got hit, and that's mainly probably why um, it looks so good. Like the line is where it's at, because he has a 7.2 average versus Pittsburgh, but still 6 strikeouts. He had 6 strikeouts, right? Yeah, at the end of the day, right now, the 4.5 is um it's safe for the 160. Going over the 6, that's 200. Going at 5.5 just for 6 even, that's 180, right? Now, just for the sake of being safe and being responsible, right? I love that word. I love that word, responsible, right? We're gonna go ahead and go with the 4.5 Ks. Right. So looking at the lineup, this is what we got. We got Logan O'Hoppe, 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI. We got Vinny Pascantino with the hit, run, or RBI. Got Manny Machado with the 7.5 hitter fantasy score. Josh Jung coming back hot, 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI. And then you got Brady Singer on the 5Ks, right? That's $20 for 160, and it's protected. You win your money back. You can't withdraw it, but you can play it again, right? So we're gonna go ahead and submit the lineup. There it is. Submitting through, and our Flex Friday is complete. All right, so looking at the lineup, you can always go to my lineups, check it out. They'll look at what it has to offer. I know Vinny Pascantino starts right now in 31 minutes. Um, so we got a game to get to pretty soon here, right? Cleveland, Cincinnati, Cleveland and Kansas City. Sorry, not Cincinnati. Looking at that. So I had a home run pick of Ryan Mountcastle. I believe it's Ryan Mountcastle and Logan O'Hoppe, and I wanted both of them to hit a home run. As you can see, I had Mountcastle. They took him out, so they basically run my slip. So my previous slip, um, they deaded it. So it has been voided. It's got refunded, right? So I got $10 to throw on someone hitting a home run, right? So looking at it right now, I love like what I just saw with Manny Machado. I mean, Manny Machado hitting a home run sounds safe to me today, right? But also Manny Machado hitting two doubles sounds safe. Hitting that hitter fantasy score. So we're gonna go Manny Machado home run. How many home runs does he have on the season? I could see it happening. He had a bomb in Oakland. No, we're not gonna go there. We're gonna go 4 bags. We're gonna go 4 total bases. That means two doubles hits it. That means he hits a triple and a single. That means he hits double, two singles, right? That's 4 total bases. Or if he just goes 1 for 4 with a bomb, right? That's also 4 total bases. Something to keep an eye out. These are our hot hitters for today. This is what I'm expecting. Ohapi as well. I really like that pick. Hitting the home run, you can even count them as three total bases. Right now, you're at $10 for 150, right? So even if you bring Machado down to 2.5 total bases, you're at 110 off of your $10, right? Who else did we have out there? Who else did we have that we really liked? We like Jung. Ohapi, Machado. Let's go, Jung. Josh Jung. So that's 250 right there. You had 3 total bases off of Logan Ohapi, 3 total bases off of Manny Machado, and 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. We're gonna go ahead and put 10 in right there. That's a $251 return. Now, if you want to go home runs for Ohapi and you're gonna go home run, that's gonna pick up everything, right? Not home run, but just 4 total bases, so like 2 doubles. That's 453, right? Now, responsible gaming. Responsible gaming is not saying that this guy is going to hit a home run, right? It's saying that this guy's going to hit 4 bases, right? Because of the fact that if he hits 2 off of the wall, it's going to kill you inside, and you're going to say, you know what, should have took the 4 bases. Not much of a difference in payout. Me personally, I'm gonna go with 2.5 bases for both of them. I can see them both hitting a extra base hit and then a single, or even on the 1.5. Let's see, it's worth it to see what 1.5 bases looks like. Just an extra base hit. That's $100, right? Um, Getting into it. Let's get out of there. I love the RBIs these guys get. So maybe instead of 1.5 bases, you go to 2.5 hit run and RBI. I'll happy as well. 2.5 hit run and RBI. That's 198. Machado. 2.5. 140. Right there. So that means even if they get 1 hit, right? Double, but it scores 2, right? That's 2.5 hit run and RBI. Right? That's 3 of a hit, a run, and RBI. If they hit a solo home run, that's hit, run, RBI. Right? So we're gonna go ahead and run that. We're gonna hit Manny Machado. We have Logan Ohapi, and then we have Josh Jung on the 1.5. That is $10 for 140. So let's go ahead and play that. We're gonna confirm. So now we have 3 slips out there, right? We have 3 slips out there, live right here. Oh, okay. Wants to play those games. So we said Machado. All right. So Underdog Fantasy is acting up. It's acting up today. Mm. Okay. So what we'll do is basically we'll run it on Underdog. I'll go ahead and post it on the story. But the picks are, and I'll go ahead and run it for you right here as well. It's going to be Logan Ohapi, 2.5, hit, run, RBI. Then you're going to have Manny Machado. Also at 2.5, hit, run, RBI. And then you're going to have, who do we say, Josh Jung? Josh Jung at 1.5, hit, run, RBI. All right, so these three $10 payout comes up to, what was it, 140? $140 win. All right, so that's something, a visual to look at, because our Underdog Fantasy is acting up right now. We're trying to get back into it, but it is on the fritz. It's on the fritz. We're doing some fritz today. But more than likely, it's because they found out that we have a winning slip out there, but we're not going to let them off easy. I'm going to go ahead on my phone and post that pig. You guys take a look at the Instagram at JoeyBets47. And then another day, great day. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you guys win some money. And honestly, you guys bet responsibly. And also, what I like to say is I like to say take a look, take a pick, meaning you guys take a look at the picks that I give you. Take one. If one helps you out, if one puts you up, take two. Take the slip if you want, right? If you feel confident in it. But at the end of the day, do your homework as well. It's something where I don't sit here and guarantee, but that's the reason why I do things for you, right? So take a look, take a pick.